Hello, my friends. I am Dr. Michael, and I am here to talk about Halloween. Do you guys love Halloween? Because I like Halloween. It's fun to dress up and have fun with friends and be outside and celebrate with pumpkins and carving pumpkins and trunk or treats, trick or treating, costumes. So many things about Halloween make it fun. And one of the things that is probably most fun about Halloween is the candy, right? Candy tastes really good. Now, what my job as a doctor is to help people feel better and to be healthy as long as possible. Now, you might not be very tall, but you have a long ways to grow and a lot of things that you need to do to keep your body healthy for as long as possible. And today I want to talk about some good candy that's better to eat, and some candy that we really shouldn't eat as much. And I'll tell you why when we do that. So when you're driving a car with your parents or another adult, you probably come across a stoplight, right? And there's three colors. There's green, there's yellow, and there's red. There's three colors. Now, what do we do at the red? We stop. We don't keep moving. But what if we do at the green? We go. Go is green, red is stop. So we're going to talk about go candies, the green light candies, and the red light candies. Candies that we should stop eating. We're going to start here first at the red light candies. So there's a couple of things that make candy red light candies. The candies that we should stop eating because they're not good for our bodies, because they have chemicals or other things inside of them that are not good for us. So let's talk about what they are. To help me, I have the Halloween bucket with candy inside. Let's talk about what the best and the red light candies are. Red light candies, the number one thing that I don't like to eat myself or let other people eat or tell other people that they probably shouldn't eat, is candies with colors. Do you guys like colorful food? I like colorful food, but colorful candy is not the best for us to be eating. If you look at candy like Nerds, like gummy bears, like Laffy Taffies, like Starburst, all this candy. Doesn't it look good? And Smarties, we're just going to use these examples. They all have color. They are all very colorful, and they're made colorful because of chemicals. Chemicals make things colorful. Can you believe that? Now, if I was looking at the back of these gummy bears, and on the back, there's some really fine little letters that talk about all of the ingredients that are inside of it. Now, if you look at your candy, and some candies will have it, some candies won't, but you might see colors listed on here. On this one, there is yellow number 5, red 40, and blue 1. Those are called artificial food colors. Those artificial food colors make candy colorful, and they make it fun because it's really fun to have colorful food, but it doesn't mean that it's really good for us, because it's not. Artificial food colors affect our body's ability to get nutrients and the vitamins and the minerals and other things that we need. It also affects our brains up here in our heads, and it makes it hard for our brains to work the way that they should. So when with my kids and with others, the number one rule is to not eat artificial food colorings. So if it has color in it, it's probably artificial colors, because real colors are hard to get. They are more expensive, and food companies don't like to use real colors. So the number one red light candy that you shouldn't eat is colorful candy, or dyed candy specifically. There's other candy that might be colorful, but that's more natural. But most of the candy is colored and dyed. So that's the number one thing that I try to avoid. Now, there's a couple other types of candy that are really not good for our teeth, because we need our teeth to eat. And the longer we keep our teeth healthy, the better mouth will be, and the better that the more healthier we're gonna be overall. So the number one thing I'm going to talk about is chewy candy. So if you think of any types of chewy candy, there's Laffy Taffies, there's Starburst, Airheads are another kind. These candies, you chew them. And then you chew them, it actually affects your teeth because it gets all over your teeth, makes them nice and covered in sugar. We'll talk about why in just a minute. So there's sticky candies and chewy candies. These candies in particular can pull off parts of our teeth, like fillings or sealants or other things that the dentist put on, and it makes it harder for our teeth to function the way it should. There's another reason we'll talk about in a minute. Another type of candy from my amazing Halloween jar is sour candy or acidic candy. Now this is a lemon head. There's also warheads and sour Skittles and lots of sour foods. Sour foods and candy have acid in them. That just makes our mouth acidic, and then that's why it would taste sour. And the other type of candy that we want to avoid, the other type of red light candy, is hard candy. Now, hard candy come in two forms. There's hard candies on a stick and hard candies that are not on a stick. Can you see do you know what I'm talking about? The hard candies on a stick are lollipops. And this is a dum-dum, but there's other types of lollipops too. There's hard candies that are not on a stick, and these are ones like Jolly Ranchers or hard candies. Now, with these ones, and with all the other candies like the lemon head, the sour candy, and also the chewy candy, we get a lot of sugar in our mouth. And if it's hard, it means it stays in our mouth for a long time. We have saliva, the spit in our mouth, that helps break down sugar. It's really good for doing that. But that's why candy, like lollipops or hard candy, dissolve. They get really small if you keep sucking on them, and they go disappear. Because your body dissolves it. Becomes really small. But all that sugar stays in your mouth. Sugar feeds bacteria. We have a lot of bacteria in our mouth. It's good. We have lots of bacteria everywhere in our body. It's really good to have bacteria. But if we have sugar that feeds the bacteria, then the bacteria will make acid and help. That acid, also coming from the hard candy, will help break down the top part of our teeth called the enamel. And if we do that, we get cavities, and that's not really good. Dentists are really good at fixing cavities, or at least putting a filling on, but the best way to take care of cavities is to prevent them in the first place. There's lots of other reasons that why we get cavities, and I'm not going to talk about that right now. But candy is something that can affect that as well. So those are some red light candies that we need to avoid. Do you remember what they are? They're colorful candies. They're sour candies or acidic candies. They're chewy candies. And there's hard candies. Candies on a stick and candies that are not on a stick. Got that? Those are the red light candies. So now we're going to go talk about the green light candies. The candies that are much better for you than other candies. So one of the number one green light candies is actually dark chocolate. Do you like dark chocolate? Probably. You may or may not have eaten a lot of dark chocolate. Most adults, like me, I really like dark chocolate. And there's scientists have done research about dark chocolate and found that dark chocolate can actually help your heart and other parts of your body as well. If you don't eat dark chocolate, the other really good types of candy to have are ones with nuts. So, what kinds are they? Let's look inside our bucket and see what we have. We've got peanut M&Ms. Let me flip that upside down. There's peanut M&Ms, and I also have some Snickers here. Now, there's lots of other chemicals in here, and peanut M&Ms also have sugar, have dyed food coloring in them. But the peanuts in here and the peanuts in here are what maybe make it a little bit better and healthier to eat. The reason that peanuts or nuts in general, whether it's almonds or cashews or walnuts or something like that, make candy just a little bit healthier is that it makes it so that our blood sugar stays at a normal level. We want to keep our blood sugar normal. Now, nuts are really good. We need to be careful about nut allergies. I know that some people have those, and we need to be careful with them. Now, when I say nuts, I don't mean peanut butter, because peanut butter does taste really good. I really like Reese's peanut butter cups. But we need to be careful, and because this will have not as much protein than that this does. So candy with nuts are good. And there's also other candy that's naturally colored, means it doesn't have any dyes in it, that doesn't have any allergens in it that might make people sick or not feel very good. And there's also candy that doesn't have something called high fructose corn syrup, which isn't really good at all either. And I will, the one brand that I like is called Yum Earth. You remember that Yum Earth? I'm not connected with them at all. I don't really care if you buy their stuff or not. But they're one company that makes really good, healthier candy. So does that help? There's lots of candies that we can eat. Lots of candies that we really shouldn't eat. The other candy that is probably better to eat than not is homemade candy. Have you ever made candy at home? You can make honey candy. There's other types of candy that our family likes to make. And that's a nice option, because then you know what's inside. You know what all of the ingredients are, and you can make it as healthy as you can. Now, don't forget that probably the number one healthiest thing to eat that's sweet is probably just fruit by itself. Do you like fruit? I like fruit. And we can eat fruit, whether it's frozen fruit or fresh fruit, or maybe canned fruit or fruit leather. Fruit snacks are not always made of fruit. Surprise! We need to be careful with the fruit snacks that we eat too. And we also need to be careful about when we eat our candy, because if we eat our candy, say, too late in the evening, we might have a hard time going to sleep, and that might be kind of hard. But if we watch what we're eating, we try to eat lots of green light candies and not a lot of red light candies. And if we watch when we eat our candies, we'll be able to be healthier and be able to have a happier Halloween. Does that sound cool? So if you found this helpful, talk to your mom or dad or big parent or a parent or adult in your life and talk to them about what candy is helpful. You can teach them about the red light candies and the green light candies and you can work with them on making sure that the candy that you get when you go trick-or-treating is super healthy as much as possible. I hope you've had a great time learning about red light and green light candies, and I hope you have a very happy Halloween, trick-or-treating and dressing up and having a lot of fun with your friends. See you next time.